Lead Farmer 73 here. It's good to see y'all. Guava. Every time I think this can't get no worse, it just keep getting worse. The problems with this country right now, hey, Patient Saint, the problems with this country right now is like cancer. Stage 4.
Start charging.
And it's spreading. I can't help but think that if America was my patient in the hospital, my only directive would be to make it comfortable and as least pain as possible. And put it in hospice. I hate to sound so hopeless because we need to hear beacons of light and we need to hear beacons of hope. But I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out. This is a wound that cannot be ignored. You know how you got a little cut on your arm and you don't even think twice about it. It'll heal. No big deal. Nothing to go to the hospital and get a $5,000 hospital bill for. No. You get a little paper cut on your finger, even though it's bleeding real bad. You don't even want to waste a Band-Aid on it, right? You wrap it with a napkin or something. Throw a little alcohol on it, say, by the end of the day, I won't even know it was there. That is not this. A major artery has been severed in this country. A major artery has been severed. That major artery is trust, liberty, fairness, equality. That major artery has been severed. And everybody is standing around trying to put pressure on it so this country just doesn't bleed out. But you can't help but see it fading, you know? When I worked in the hospital, you know what the worst words to me were? The worst words to me when I worked in the hospital. 2 words. Nope. It's 3 words. Time of death. There were times that I got in trouble at work because I did not follow directions. I am supposed to listen to my doctor tell me to stop trying to save the patient so they can call the time. You can get in trouble for that. If the doctor calls it, that's it. Everybody hands up. Anybody in the medical profession know exactly what I'm talking about. When the doctor calls it, don't nobody else touch this patient. I feel like I feel that feeling again. They used to give me so much anxiety because, see, here's the thing. I'm not like everybody else with everybody's different religions, faiths, and beliefs. I'm not like everybody else. I believe it's something way bigger than what we repeat every day, and what you go to these buildings and say. I think it's something even bigger than that. And with that, there are things that you do not and cannot understand. There are things in this universe me and you, are not even supposed to understand. And that's what I believe. You can't put a label on everything that you don't understand, because in 20 years, somebody gonna prove you was wrong all that time. Some things ain't meant for you. And one of this what's happening right now, I feel when I was pumping on somebody's chest, trying to save their life. Because I don't know if you've ever done CPR on a human being. If you've ever done CPR on a human being, you cannot help but make it personal. You cannot separate your humanity from your job when you're doing CPR, because you are this close to the patient and you are pumping on their chest, and with every pump it's like you trying to start a car with a bad, I don't know, something bad in your engine. You can hear it trying to crank over. You can hear it trying to crank over, but it just won't crank over. But you are determined to keep turning that key in your car until the battery dies, right? You don't want to hear nothing. When I turn this key, I don't want to hear nothing. So you keep turning it and you messing things up and you burn your battery out. It's no different when you pumping on somebody's chest. That feeling of, I can bring you back. I know you're still there. I don't know how to make you come back, but I know you're still there. I could feel my patient's presence when I know they're still there. I'm not crazy. I felt something there. They're still here. I just want to figure out how to bring them back. It was times I don't even want to take turns with CPR. I don't even want to give anybody another chance, their chance. I'm not tired yet. I want to keep pumping because you're going to do it wrong. I always felt guilty, like it was my fault. Like, I don't want nobody else to pump on this patient's chest because you're going to do it wrong and we're going to lose this patient. I would get so tired till I would have to tag out. And I'm going to tell you something. That's how I feel about this country, man. One minute, I just want to give up and say, whatever y'all want to do, just have at it. But in another instance, I can't. I'm not wired like that. I'm not wired to let it go like that. I can't understand how so many people don't mind losing everything just to say they won something. Don't matter what they won, whether it's good or bad, you know? They just want to say, I won. It don't matter how many people it hurt. It don't matter how many people are tortured. It don't matter as long as I won, you know? It just reminds me of the state fair. You know, it's like the state fair where You got all these kids out here throwing the ball into the goldfish bowl to try to win a goldfish. They don't give a damn about the goldfish, whether the goldfish lives or dies. It's 95 degrees outside, and it's about 100 goldfish bowls out here on this table. Nobody cares that the goldfish is literally boiling to death. They just want to win the goldfish. That's what this is. Everybody is giving up their freedom of speech. They're giving up their liberty, and they're giving up their rights. They're giving up their constitutional rights just to say they won. And that's what this reminds me of trying to win a freaking goldfish at the state fair. I don't care that the goldfish is dying. I don't even care if the goldfish is gonna die before we even get home. I don't care if we gotta flush it down the toilet. I just wanna say, I want a goldfish at the state fair. That is the equivalent of people voting and railing against themselves. I don't even understand it. How can you watch people be tortured like this and smile about it and call yourself a Christian? I don't understand. How can you watch people be tormented and then in the same sentence say it's of God? Like, this is about God. This is about the Son of God. How can you put those same words in a sentence while watching on television people be treated less than animals? I want to put this to you real quick. If you tie a chain, if you tie a heavy chain around a dog's neck, no, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. If you do to a dog what human beings are doing to human beings right now, you're going to prison. They're going to throw you under the jail. The way they're treating human beings right now, if you treat any animal like that, livestock, a dog, a yard dog, a house pet, if you treat any animal like that, they are going to throw the book at you. Listen, you're going to do time with Diddy if you treat a dog like they're treating human beings right now. They are literally treating human beings less than dogs. They care more about a junkyard dog than they care about human beings right now. Because look how they grabbing them and yanking them around and tasing them and shooting them and slamming them to the ground. If you did any of that to a dog, you're going to prison. I didn't want to come on here and clown or nothing, and I'm not. But I'm here to tell you, they are telling you exactly what they want.
Stop charging.
They are telling you exactly who they are. They are telling you how they feel about the Constitution. They are telling you how they feel about the Bill of Rights. They are telling you who they fall to their knees and pray to at night. They are telling us who they fall to their knees and pray to. They keep using certain words. That's not who you're falling to your knees and pray for. That's That's not my God. I don't know who the God they keep talking about that they worshiping. I don't know what God they talking about when they go to their church and praise him. I don't know who they talking about. Because my God says all of this is evil. My God, the God that I pray to, says the way humanity is being treated right now, all of this is wicked. All of this is out of order. All of this is out of line. None of this is just. The God that I pray to now, again, I said I'm different. So maybe the God that I pray to ain't yours. But this is supposed to be a free country. This is supposed to be a country where I can worship whoever or whatever I want. It's in the Constitution. This is supposed to be a country where I can speak my mind and not go to jail for it. It's funny to me how people are saying other people are breaking the law by being illegally in this country while they're breaking the law to arrest said people. Ain't that like an oxymoron? Wait, okay. So you mean you need to break the law and go against the Constitution of America so you can go and fight crime? Crime that you said is crime. Because constitutionally, it's not a crime. So that means you're breaking the law because you said other people are breaking the law. You're breaking the law to go arrest other people that you said are breaking the law. That's like a bank robber shooting another bank robber for robbing the bank before they got to the bank. I don't even understand any of this, how anybody can't put two and two together. A kindergartner, a preschooler can understand this. How are whole grown people walking around this country and thinking that this is justice? How are grown people, elders that's been training other kids, oh my God, all the kids these people been raising and teaching, these is grown people. So that means it's children that believe this crazy stuff too. I can't help. I can't help but wonder, what's wrong with you? I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm a normal guy. I'm not trained in any of it. And all I can do is think. What's wrong with you? I can't even analyze people like that. All I can think as a normal, everyday American is, man, what's wrong with you? Why can't, this is a simple equation. That's a crime. He's committing the crime. What's the problem here? Somebody said just now, there is only one God. Evidently, it is not. There ain't. You must pray to the same God I pray to. But see, let me tell you this. There are other gods. He states in the Bible, you should not worship any other gods. Think about this. Now again, I'm a newbie, okay? But I know that part. He said you should not worship any other gods. That means there is more than one God. What you make that God, see, you can make anything your God. You can make anybody your God. You can make your bad habit your God. You can turn a man into a God if you idolize and worship him properly. But see, the book I read says, there shall be no other God. You shall not worship any other God besides me. So in a way, he's saying, oh yeah, there are other gods, but you shouldn't be worshiping them. So those people that keep going to those churches and clapping their hands and praying and stuff, and thinking that this man is doing right by this country, you just told the universe who your God truly is. And it's not the one I operate to. I came in here today. I wanted to get that off my chest because I just can't believe, I be trying not to watch the news no more. But you know, if I don't watch the news, if I don't watch television, if I don't stay up to date and abreast with what's going on around me, I miss 2 or 3 days and I come back to pure uncut chaos. So let's do this, since somebody said something about illegals being in the country. Somebody just stated a moment ago something about illegals being in the country, and if they're illegals, they don't belong here, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna let you have that, okay? Because all I want to ask is, what part of segregation does that have to do with illegal aliens? What part of that? What part is constituting segregation, putting segregation back into play? What part of that is the illegal aliens and crossing the border? Please tell me. I'm listening. How are you, what part of illegal aliens are the people that's at work, hard at work, with all their documentation and paperwork getting snatched off their jobs? What part of that is illegal? See, the only thing I hear that is illegal in that whole thing are the people that's actually snatching them off the streets. That's illegal. The people that's working hard and they got all their paperwork and all their documentation to be in this country, they're perfectly legal and they did it the right way. It's been proven. And every time they prove it, they have to explain themselves, which they won't do for capturing these people. They got to finally release them and let them off, and then you get a lawsuit that will never get paid out because there are criminals running the place. I'm waiting with all that illegal immigrant talk. I'm waiting. What does that have to do with segregating all different colors of Americans? Where you can't eat where I eat no more, I can't eat where you eat. Well, why are we talking about segregation? See, this the thing. This ain't the 30s and this ain't the 20s, see? So if y'all want to really implement segregation, that goes both ways. See, you know what? It reminds me of a child. It reminds me of a child that says they don't need your help. I don't need your help. I'm old enough to do it on my own. I'm old enough to do it by myself. I want to do it by myself. Let me go. Leave me alone. I want to do it by myself. And now, eventually, that parent moves their hands and lets that child wander off into the world or ride off on that bike by themselves. You know what happens? Every single time they get hurt. Every single time they come back home with their tail between their legs. Every time they fall off that bike because they thought they could do it without help. They thought they could do it without training wheels. They didn't think they would need anybody else until they fall off their bike and bust their chin. That's America. Everybody keep thinking they don't want to be part of this blending pot, but you forgot one thing. You too big for your britches. You can't do everything by yourself. You never could. You never could do anything by yourself. See? You've always needed other people. You just did it in a different way. See, it wasn't voluntary. See, that's the thing. You think you can do things by yourself. You think you don't need other people. You think that, but you don't even realize you've been a parasite the whole time. And the only way for you to function is you need a host. Think about that. You've always needed other things from other people. You want to segregate. You want to strip yourself away from the hosts that you feed upon. You don't even realize it. You don't even realize. Some of these people do not realize you're a parasite. You cannot function without the rest of us. You never could. You never could. And every time you stripped yourself away from the hosts and the hosts went their separate way, you failed. You failed horribly. Until the point you couldn't stand to see the host live their life in abundance. So you had to destroy it. So before you go separating yourself, you better realize who's the host and who's the parasite. That's all I'm saying. I came on this video today not to hurt anybody's feelings, not to be unfair or not to speak any falsehoods. I came on this video today to tell everybody, be prepared for anything. They're telling you to be prepared for anything because lines are being drawn and stepped over on a daily basis, if not by the hour. Be ready for anything. I can't keep warning people, and I won't. It's a waste of my time. But again, like my patients, when they came down from surgery, you know what I had to do? I had to wait until they woke up. That's the only time I could really help them. I could ask them a million questions while they're sedated. They can't answer. So I really can't help my patient until they come back around. And that's how I'm going to do people. What warn you for what? I heard somebody tell me the other day, I'm still planning on doing XYZ. I'm still planning on getting a solar power generator. I'm still planning on buying some land. I'm still planning on starting a garden. I'm waiting for what? Are you really truly waiting for bombs to drop on this soil before you do what you're supposed to be doing? What's wrong with people, man? What? I read something today that just took the cake. I shouldn't even looked at the internet like that today. I've been trying not to look at nothing that got to do with any of those wicked, evil people. But today, something crossed my mind. Something crossed my feed I couldn't ignore. You mean you want to put a foreign Air Force base here in the United States of America? You want to set and let a foreign entity in the heartland of America to set up an Air Force base. To do what? In our heartland. To do what? Go look it up. Here's my question to you. Those are two things I read about today, and it just sickens me to my core. They want to start that segregation stuff back up, and you want to let y'all talking about y'all worried about illegal immigrants, but they sitting here letting the enemy set up a base, a military base in our country. Wait, let's come on, for the person to keep talking about the illegals in my chat here. You mean to tell me you're worried about people crossing the border so they can come here and get a job and pick your strawberries, but you're not worried about they just negotiated two deals. One, they gave this man a whole Boeing jet. They gave this man a whole Boeing jet. They probably got enough microphones and cameras in it. It'll take them 100 years to debug that plane for spying. He accepted that. That's illegal right out the gate. So in return, what he's going to do is let them build a military base right here. So y'all worried about a handful of Mexicans coming across the border to come here to pick your strawberries. Because I know everybody think that just because they crossing the border, they're going to come here and sell drugs. That ain't what they want to do. They want to come here and pick your damn strawberries so they don't get killed by the cartels across the water. But you want to tell me everybody looking the other way while he just is allowing this right here. He's allowing this. He's signing this paperwork. But y'all worried about a couple of Hispanics coming over here and starting them up a small business and helping with the American economy because they have to pay taxes. I'm waiting to hear one of y'all say something. Because now with all these little silly things that the bots and the trolls say, I can counter you every time. And all we got to do is just go watch a newsreel of y'all Lord and Savior sitting here doing the exact same thing that he's accusing other people of. So that's it. I ain't gonna keep on it, but I'm gonna tell you this: be ready to protect yourself at all costs. I got this hat on, and this morning when I put this hat on, I didn't intend to do nothing like this video because I hadn't seen the things on the news yet. But it was a reason why something led me to put this hat on. I had to put this hat on because it's a warning to you. I've been saying this since the beginning of my YouTube days. My name is Lead Farmer 73. And back in the day, I didn't show that much of my garden. I showed you how I really get down. And once they made that bad for this platform, I couldn't show you that anymore. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't know how to arm yourself, you better figure it out. That's it. I said this. You know what? I hate to be right on all of this. I said it a long time ago. I hope I'm wrong. I hope somebody can come back and laugh at me and tell me I'm wrong. I was praying. I was wrong. But it's not only was I right, I was more right than I ever was. I wish I was that right about playing a lottery number. I can't believe it. Everybody is still mad and railing on. Let's talk about them kids. Let's talk about them children, them babies. Let's talk about them young adults, them underage kids. What, you know, for years, all I kept hearing was that one side of the aisle, they must be fumbling with them kids. They got a ring of kids that they hides in the basement. They got a ring of kids that they hides at the pizza parlor. They all meets up and have little satanic things to go on. They got a bucket full of kids. They were projecting. They were projecting. They were literally telling you what they are doing for the last 30, 40 years. And the only thing different is they kept saying somebody else is doing it. The people across the aisle is doing it. But every time they catch somebody in one of these sleazy hotels or one of these busts that they do, it's all your boys. And you know what's worse? You know what's worse? I'm gonna tell you this. What Diddy had been doing to folks was bad. What P. Diddy was doing to folks was bad. But you know who might be worse than P. Diddy? Everybody around him that knew and didn't say anything. See, P. Diddy knew what he was doing. P. Diddy knew he was doing wrong, and he was with it. He's paying for everything. P. Diddy knew everything that he's doing is horrible and it's wrong. He's paying to have this. But who may be worse than him is the people that walked around him tiptoeing and knowing what he's doing and not saying a word for damn 30 years. So all of these politicians that's doing these horrible, heinous acts, and then you're protecting the men and women that did this to children, to babies, man, to babies, to children. See, here's the difference. P. Diddy didn't do that to no children. They're worse than P. Diddy. P. Diddy did this to grown-ass people. And they would do anything for money and the fame. So it's a difference. He kind of blackmailed them into it. But you know what? It's nothing worse than taking the innocence of a child. And not only did they do it, but it's people around them protected them. They don't even have enough lies to cover it up. They don't even have enough lies to cover it up. They have run out of lies. The only thing they can do is distract. Like, we done ran out of lies. None of our lies is working because it runs so deep. This runs so deep that you can't lie about it no more. The only thing you can do is keep on setting houses on fire and getting people to go put them out so they can take their attention off you. You know, I was watching true crime TV a while back, and I'm gonna tell you a story what this reminds me of. Watching true crime TV, and it was this man. Every time he broke in some woman's house and violated her, you know what he would do? He would set a fire across town. He would blow something up across town or set it on fire. And then, knowing good and well, all the police and all the firemen and all the first responders was going to run to that 5 alarm fire while he's over here breaking into houses and violating women. So every time he wanted to do some dirt, he blew something up, set something on fire. That's what's happening right now. Every time somebody bring up that man's name that did all them heinous crimes, they go blow something up and make you look that way. Every time that you focus back in on him like you was there, boom, blow something else up. Say something else crazy. And the worst part is all of the people that keep getting on the stage and have to explain why is your boss doing this and why did your boss do this. All I hear is a lot of ibbity, 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 ibbity. That's all, folks. The stuttering just don't stop. The page turning of the notes of the lies. This woman has a book full of notes of lies and distractions jotted down. She got a book. I wish somebody go get that book. Woman, every time somebody asks you about your boss, you flipping pages. You know what that woman that's defending her boss looks like to me? She looks like me in college. Every time my instructor would ask the class a question, I'm flipping them books, I'm flipping them pages, trying to get to the right page because I know the answer, I just can't remember it perfectly. She flipping. Oh, I got something for you. Here you go. I can answer you. Oh my God, you liar. You wicked, evil liars. You're worse than him. You protect a man that violates children. Wow. Here's my question to those people that's protecting that man or those men that violate young children. What's in it for you? What's in it for you that's so great that you'll protect a man that would violate your own children? What's in it for you? It ain't money. It ain't fame. What's in it for you where you will protect a man? Protect a man, a group of men and women that violates children for sport. They made a sport out of those children. That man got it all in his book. They made a sport out of it. It wasn't even about pleasure. It was a sport, like hunting. And you protect people like that. And the people that vote for that, you protect them too. The people that won't bow to, look, I don't care if you kiss his dirty drawers, but you gotta draw the line somewhere, son. Don't you wanna draw the line somewhere? I get it. You love the man, you worship the man, you idolize the man, but it gotta be something that you gotta draw the line at. It gotta be something that's gonna make you wake up. And you know what? Violating children, that still doesn't turn you away from this wickedness. It still won't wake you up. The same things that you were screaming and yelling over the last 30 years about the people across the aisle doing that you could never prove. But now you have the proof. You have the documentation. You have the books and all. You have 30, 40 years of documentation at your whim, at your fingertips to read through and find out all the people that did this heinous shit to children. And you're protecting it. Wow. You know, when I was a kid, my mama told me how evil people can be, how evil human beings could be. And my imagination could not get this far. My imagination couldn't, hearing about how wicked and evil somebody is and seeing how wicked and evil somebody is, it's a different story. You know, hearing about a crime is one thing, but watching it with your own eyes is another. Prepare yourself for anything, because I keep hearing the word civil war every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, everywhere I go, I keep hearing civil war. And the problem with that, for those silly, silly people that think that they're going to win something, nobody's going to win. Nobody. This isn't going to be like the last Civil War. Everything will be destroyed. There may not be a single soul left walking this earth when the smoke clear. So with that, the least you can do is arm yourself. The least you can do is be ready. That's all I can say. There's nothing really else you can do, because this is so stupid. And it's just so stupid. All right, y'all. Prepare yourself.